Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with Alpha Talk After Hours Talks Machina. I jumped right in like I said I was gonna at the end of the last episode, hence the Jester shirt. This is episode 23, Have Bird Will Travel. It's about 20 minutes, one of the longer ones, so let's just jump in. You guys want to see more of what I do, full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons ahead of what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives you'll only see on Patreon. The link is at the end, dozens of shows you'll never see on YouTube, like Doctor Who, Eureka, Person of Interest, Stargate, Battlestar, hundreds of hours of Campaign 2. Go check it out. We're jumping in. After this, it's just going to go into the other episodes, and then we'll talk at the end. This is Alpha Talk, episodes 23 through 26.
Welcome back.
That was the first time
For
it
all
never
of our viewers on Alpha
faded. It went
and later
right
on
in,
Bird.
and Ford's got glasses
This is Talks
on.
Machina After Dark. Welcome.
I also turned up the volume.
Intro.
It's chill, man. It's after dark.
Oh,
Where you have to be quiet. We're just a little
After
bit
dark,
more
chill, a little drunker, a little more relaxed.
soaking it in.
See, I look at it like
Girl.
you could either be more
got any
relaxed
questions over
and
there?
chill
I got
and
some good
comfortable,
ones, man. On my
unfiltered,
generic
uncensored.
tablet device.
Or it could be a crazy raging party
well,
and you just
okay,
get
then
drunk
asks,
and
Which
drugged out of your
attraction
mind.
would you all like to see
I don't
in
know.
Critical Role Land?
I don't condone anything
Oh,
ever.
wow.
Oh man.
Wow.
I would like to see what?
Vex's flying brooms.
Vex's flying brooms. It would be cool if there was
Vex's
a
flying brooms.
water slide that ended in a bathtub with Vex and Percy.
I was gonna say I have like a Splash Mountain type ride, but you're in a big goldfish.
Yeah.
That goes over.
That would be sick.
Be pretty
yeah,
fun.
you're all in a goldfish. Yeah.
Oh, they have a whole ride that's.
This went off in a
kind of like
direction
the
to
Harry Potter
begin
ride, where
with
it's
that I
you
did not
at the Battle of Umbrasyl, and then you get teleported by Scanlan
I don't know what I
into the body
expected.
of
Oh my
Umbrasyl, and
But not
That would be amazing.
pretty
Vex
fun.
and Percy
like
in a
a 3D
bathtub.
immersive thing?
Yeah,
Like Soren?
yeah, or like the old Back to the Future ride they used to
Oh,
have.
yeah.
I remember
Harry
that.
Dunk tank.
Old Back to the Future ride. Recently saw it on a
'Cause you know
video
he'd be a
of some
heckler.
nostalgic
Yeah.
things. Like
Oh,
they
man.
played most of
CD88
Back to the Future, the
asked,
ride.
everyone, including Brian, is there a city in the real world you like to visit because you think it has a funny name? Lake Titicaca.
Lake Titicaca, I've
Is
heard
that a
of.
city? It's a lake.
It's a place. It's
Yeah,
a place.
It's a lake. Let's see, what are some, there was a town in
Titicaca.
Virginia called Short Pump I liked.
There
just
is a
'cause it
lot
was
of places
weird,
in
but it
Pennsylvania.
didn't
I
sound
live in New
funny.
Jersey.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are funny places in New
There's
Jersey
that
too,
one
but
city.
I know of a bunch in
Zizix.
PA, right
Zizix
over
is
the border.
interesting.
Yeah, all the way to Vegas.
Yeah.
Every time I see it, I just think like I feel like that was a creature in Rifts that you could fight.
There's
These, like,
like
alien,
near
like,
me,
insect
within like a
things that
couple
come out of
hours,
it.
I feel
Anyway.
like there's
Whoa.
Buttsville. There's like
There's that one
Shitsville or
video
shit.
of the. I want to say
Shitstown.
he's a newscaster. Or
I think it's
a
Shitstown. It's literally there's all
weatherman
sorts of
in-
weird things by me.
in Europe somewhere.
Like near
I want to say
me.
Ireland or Scotland or somewhere, and he pronounces the town name, but the town name is.
Oh yeah, you
100
can't
and
understand a
something
thing
letters.
that guy says. I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It sounds like he's.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's like slowly gaining brain
Icelandic
damage.
volcano?
I-
Is that what it is? No.
Don't know anybody
Yeah,
that
Welsh.
speaks like that, but I know
It's
from
Welsh, and
movies.
It's just the name is like it's incredible. I want to go there.
I am curious
and just
because of
go
what
to, like,
they've
their
done in the
tourist
past.
center.
If
Oh, yeah.
there
And
is
tell me about your town.
actually
We have
something
an answer.
on Ford,
We have an answer.
We have an answer
Or
from
it's a
the
hologram.
peanut gallery.
We do.
Ladies?
Do you want to try or do you want me
How's
to
it pronounced?
try?
Here, why don't you just...
Oh, we're
Yeah, here.
flying it in.
Fly it
Who
into
was
the
over
guy
there
who's so
with-
good at pronouncing things.
How's your Welsh accent?
Hey,
It's getting there.
hey.
No, I meant me. I thought she was bringing it to me. No, you're great at pronouncing things. Yeah, let
Who
Matt
else
do
is
it.
over there?
Oh, that's crazy.
Who was that? I
So
couldn't
it's-
see who that was.
Excuse me, all of our Welsh people. What are they? It's that's no.
That's
no.
That's
no. It's was it Lanfair plug girl
That's
how long
really-
it is? Good.
That really is a
It has
place?
a pronunciation guide underneath.
Oh, it does.
Oh yeah, read that.
Okay. Lanvir pool gwyn gil ogre u quern drobul landus iliu go go go.
What do you think the locals call it?
Go golf.
Llama Land?
Bakersfield.
Bakersfield?
Bakersfield.
Thank you for
Bakersfield,
Wow.
Nebraska.
Yeah, there's
So I
gotta
wanna
be.
go
I
there
mean,
to answer
even
your
if
question.
you
Yeah.
could pronunciate that
Yeah, that
perfectly,
place- yeah.
pronounce
Sam,
that.
Freakazoid 13. If not,
Why
had a
would you
Tinder
say all that?
profile, what would her bio say?
Oh, man. Okay, first of all, What does your bio usually say on Tinder? Is it long or short?
Max?
Tinder. I don't know what.
I'm trying to think of a place. I don't know of any town
so I don't know.
Max
that I've
just
ever had to
says, I hate my
abbreviate.
job.
There's never a
You don't have
town
to
near me
swipe
that
either
long.
way.
Every town near me is like 2 syllables. Clinton,
How would she describe
Green,
herself?
Plainfield,
looking for
Denellen.
other-
Well,
I
Denellen's
don't-
3 syllables.
I don't know.
Dunellen.
Short, green,
Short.
looking for mean.
Ooh, yeah, that's good.
I'm
Short, green,
Warren.
looking for mean.
Yeah.
I used to live in Watchung.
Buy me a drink and I'm
It's right by Plainfield,
Yeah, yeah.
Middlesex,
Amazing.
Gillette.
This is for you guys, for both of you from Hoyd. One of the themes that emerged organically from the last campaign was family. While we realize this is early, based on your experiences, what are some of the important themes that you've observed during the second campaign thus far?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Oh my God, that creeped me out.
think
They
the one thing,
are
most
using a
campaigns, in
thing
my
on
experience,
Ford.
eventually
I am not crazy for
become a
asking
family
now.
of some sort.
She
There can be
literally
a
is
very
looking
wonderful
through it. It is
closeness.
so creepy when I just saw it. It
So I
freaked me
wouldn't be
out.
surprised if this
And I
campaign
was
eventually
expecting
touches on some of the themes. But themes we've seen emerge so far.
The one that I've seen emerge clearly for most of us is identity.
Oh yeah.
Like
I hate that we
who
haven't
we
seen
are,
Brian.
who we wanna
I want to
be.
see it.
And I think that's gonna be like a driving force behind lots of the plot development and stuff.
I think regret and making amends are other themes that have come up already in this campaign. Identity is going to be a huge element of this campaign based on how you guys developed your characters.
That, I mean, I get what he's saying. I am still
I think
far from that,
So
I think.
far, themes of learning to accept help from others has definitely been a consistent theme. Trust has been a huge thing that's still developing. We have a large group of people that all in their own way have been hurt and are all kind of learning whether or not they're willing to let somebody else in, and that's been kind of fascinating to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are some of the big themes that have
Look
happened.
Look at. Oh my God, it's Matt. They put an image of Matt.
It's been interesting to watch people make decisions from broken places.
Is anybody noticing yet?
And then
No
seeing
one's
how
noticed
those
yet.
decisions affect people
Matt's
around them.
face is coming through the
And then
eyes of
seeing
Ford.
how
That is
actually
horrifying.
brings people closer together too.
Yeah, well, in a weird way, like the Mighty Nine are a little more realistic than Vox Machina were in some ways. I mean, Vox Machina
I love it.
definitely had their
I
own
knew
damage,
something was
of
up
course,
because
but they
last
were
time
still
I
very
assumed it was Ford,
heroic,
and they spun him.
archetypes, classically heroic. This campaign, everyone's coming from a very uniquely shattered place, and
Yes.
I think in many ways it's much more human and much more.
That is a good way to put it. In
subtly
Vox Machina, they're
complicated.
classic hero types.
I love it. I'm so excited.
Whereas
to see
this,
where it
they're
goes
all
from here,
broken.
You know? I who
They're
sees
like
the whole tapestry of all
unique
these crazy
band of
stories.
misfits.
Yeah, well, you know,
it's fascinating.
when we play, usually the next night, Friday night, I tell my son, who's 6 now, what happened in the game. It's his bedtime story. And he always has questions, but a lot of them are like, wait, what was the sword with the eye? What does that mean? Or what was the dream? What is that? What does that mean?
But
I'm
you
like,
don't
I
know.
don't know.
I literally have
And
no
he's like, how could
clue.
you not know? You're in it. And I'm like, I don't know. And he says, does Matt Mercer know? Every time. And I'm like, yeah, Matt knows.
I know.
The answer to that question is always yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt knows everything.
That's really interesting.
I almost feel like that's funny in a way. It's like not even your
I'm
father
excited
knows.
to
There's a
circle
man
back
called Matt
on that
Mercer who
question.
knows everything.
You know,
It almost
down the
is
line,
like as a
super
little
far,
kid.
because
Imagine
we're gonna
growing
have-
up. I'm
we'll
taking
see
it as
those
a
themes
humorous
fleshed out
thing.
a lot more probably,
but
then
imagine
then
growing
the
up
other
and
ones
you're
will
like,
have-
not even my dad
have
knows
appeared and
this.
started to wove
But the
themselves
great
through.
Matt
Those are
Mercer
big.
does.
Like,
At the age of
it's-
6, you might think Matt Mercer is like
I'm really
a god.
excited to see, and I say this often, like
I
you know,
would.
I'm
I
excited
think
to see
he
where
is
it goes
now,
because
and
I
I'm
don't know
40.
what choices you guys are going to make.
He's my
I don't
age.
know
I don't think he's a god. I'm joking. But
how
come on,
circumstances or
he's
paths
a
you're on right
great
now are
man.
going to continue or diverge or shatter or what. And I think there's just so many possibilities. I have no idea where it can possibly go. I have ideas of places I want to, you know, hopefully introduce down the road, but I have no idea when or
He's
if we'll
on
get to
down
them.
the road.
That's exciting to me.
Fate of the world will hinge on that bandit troop that keeps.
You laugh
Trevor.
I am Trevor.
Trevor.
You laugh now. Well, not Trevor. Trevor's gone.
Trevor's gone. Trevor got
ashes.
ashed.
Okay,
But
that's what we think.
That's what we think.
Trevor lives. Trevor lives.
Sam.
Yo.
Lawful goo.
Nice. Could be a
Wants to
typo.
know.
Could be off.
Sam's eyes
Oh,
now.
look at that. Oh.
Sam finally
am I in
figured it out.
Am I in
You're on it.
Oh no! Oh, this is the
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
See how
look at
creepy that is?
So cool.
No one knew until now. It went on for a good 5 minutes. I was hip to it.
Shit.
Honestly,
Is
they
it
got
lined
me
up
the
right?
first time, but
my
fool
hand.
me once, shame on you.
you can
Fool
see
me
my mouth?
twice,
No.
to fool me not to fool again,
about
says
now?
George Bush.
Oh
But
no, that looks terrible. Oh, we can't show that. We can't show that. I'm sorry. We can't show that on the air. I'm so sorry.
I knew something was up when they had
Sam, if
glasses
they
on.
met, what
Because
would
they didn't
not like to
acknowledge
steal
it.
from
Brian
Terry on
didn't
Daring
acknowledge
Con?
it, which meant
Everything.
tomfoolery was at
Everything
hand.
Terry on Daring
At
Tom
a foot.
has is shiny.
At hand, a
And
foot.
imagine
Why is it always
Even his gorgeous blonde hair.
God, everything except for that
Appendages.
stupid
I couldn't
book.
think of the word.
Who needs that?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that helmet's great. All the baubles, all the trinkets.
Yeah.
And I'm sure even Tyrion's underwear is shiny somehow.
Probably.
That
Yeah.
would be amazing.
Yeah.
Who's Tyrion?
And possible. We're on the continent, right?
Who's Tyrion?
Possible.
Tyrion's underwear.
You already found his book.
Yeah, now we gotta find the guy.
How old would he be?
Oh, is that Tyrion? The guy with the
no.
book?
Yeah.
Tyrion be like
Oh.
mid-40s probably.
Oh.
5, right? He was around like
He was
25,
only
26.
20 in his 20s, yeah?
Like early to mid-20s. So
Yeah.
yeah, he'd be in his mid-40s. No.
All right. We can find Tyrion.
I just want to see the RP between you and you when he catches
Oh
you.
no, he wouldn't be controlling Tyrion anymore.
Oh, that's right.
He's been relegated to NPC land.
Oh,
If that ever happens.
shit.
Wait,
Time to hear Kiri's Terry impression.
Kiri?
I don't guide your guys' path. You do.
I love it.
Matt,
I am
don't know if you
confused
had a
now.
chance to tune in last
Maybe
week.
I don't know who that guy is. I
But
just
we
got
had,
very.
Mark
I thought they were talking
Hughes
about
on
the
the
guy
show.
that wrote one of
Yes,
the
I-
books
I-
in
I-
this
Hamill was
campaign.
Mark Hamill was on the show. No, that's not true.
At this point,
He has a restraining
oh, now
order
it's
against
Matt
me.
on Matt. I mean, now it's Brian on Brian.
He was a fantastic guest. Second guest of the campaign so
He's
far.
great. I'm so glad he was able to play
You
with
could
us
tell
This
who moves
question
their head a
from
lot
You Done
by
Messed
doing
Up.
things like this.
finally.
how
Brian's
do you
head
prepare a guest for
shifted.
the show?
Look, Brian's head
good
shifts
question,
so much
actually.
while he talks.
You're in both now. Brian.
Now you're both.
Oh, that's not right.
Just look straight ahead.
Yep,
And
straight
tilt the
ahead.
other way. Yeah.
There you go. Almost got it.
Yeah.
Almost got it.
Yeah.
Oh, that one looks
No.
good. Oh, that
You're
was
like a
almost
terrible
perfect.
combat character.
That was good.
Oh, there it is. There
Brian's
it is.
sunglasses.
Oh man.
Look at with the eyebrows. The
prepared
eyes there,
guess.
the eyebrows look great.
By meeting with them in advance and
Amazing.
kind of, if they haven't played the game before, explain to them how it works and, you know, the diversity of classes and races you can choose from. And I asked them what kind of character they want to play, and so I helped them build a character based on what you know attracts them from that list, and then I began to help them develop, you know, how that character would work in the game, what the benefits are of it, and how it's most useful, so they don't
He's
feel like they're
become
lost in that space. But I don't want to
basically a
everything
trainer.
at once. Mark, of course, is one of our guests that did not need to introduce at all.
No.
He knows the game very well, so it was more about him
I kinda wanna see this.
and other guests telling me what they want to play, personality-wise, and kind of their ideas of what their backstory
See,
might
I feel
be
like this
loosely.
is what
And then I tell them, okay,
meant
well,
if
that
I
could tie into these elements of
spoke
the world
when I was
as it
saying who
stands.
I'd want to be.
So it's a lot of back and forth.
Like, based
So I'm
on
telling me,
my-
how about if I play
based
this?
on
I'm like,
how
oh,
I
that's cool.
actually
That
live
could
my
work
life
with
and
this
act
faction
and
or this
work
city or this
and
thing. They're like, all right, cool.
what
In that
would I
city,
probably
I wanted to be from
most
this,
likely
and I'm
be
looking for
in
this.
this
I'm like,
world?
actually, the thing you're looking for could be this, which is very similar to what you were mentioning. And so we kind of back and forth and develop a way that they, you know, get to live
guess that's
and
hard
build a
to
bit
say,
within that
though, 'cause you
world
could
and
be
kind
anything.
of carve out their little nook. And then when it comes time for them to actually play, we'll come out with I'll discuss with them a reason for their character to cross with the party's path and to align with their interests for the time being, short term. Like with Mark, for instance, you know, I know they were going to a storehouse where a lot of things were stolen, so and he was going to be in town for the Shima Many Eyes. I said, okay, well, you know, what would Kalyana be looking for? What kind of object would she be seeking?
Oh, we're talking about
And she said,
Mark
you know,
Hamill.
An artiffact of
I
Shima. And I'm
literally
like,
thought
okay, well,
they were
you've
talking about
heard,
Mark-
last you saw this was
Not
being
Mark.
smuggled,
They're not talking about Mark
through
Hamill. They're
this-
talking about his
this,
friend
you know,
Mark.
ring
Mark
of
Humes.
thieves. And the last
Humes?
the smuggling run that was carrying this object vanished into the swamp, and you never saw them emerge. and you've been trying
Didn't
to
they
find your
just
way
say
out
Mark
there, and
Hamill?
then you
I could have
overhear
sworn
this
at some
party
point
in a
they said
bar
Mark Hamill, and
talking
I
about finding a safe
literally
house.
thought they were talking about
And she
Mark
was like,
Hamill. I
great.
apologize.
So I helped them develop the hook. We
I'm like,
developed
Callie.
together a reason why they would
Callie.
align with the party's current path. And then when they jump in, you know, I kind of marry those two together and just go, have fun.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then,
It was fun
and
having
then,
him.
yeah, he was great.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And then trying to decide a way to get him out is the hard part.
Yeah.
You know, if they're, especially if they're a person that can't stay for an extra week, like sometimes a guest will stay another week after or two if they're in town and they can and it's fine and the story makes sense. But for Mark, who had to go back, it was like, okay.
Did my best to keep him.
True.
Did my best to keep.
Yeah, we all tried to get him. We all tried to handcuff him afterwards and keep him around. But
Alas.
at last campaign, when you
I would
showed
love
Joe
it.
Manganiello
Like, I'm
that
not
list,
kidding.
he just said, I'm
If
playing
they said
Archon.
you want to be a guest on a show, I don't
You were
care
like,
what I was
oh,
doing.
yeah,
I'd
it's not
find
good.
someone to
Yeah.
run my shit.
But Joe,
And I would take
Joe
a
very
month
much
off.
knew
I
the
would do
character he
like
wanted to
4
play.
episodes. I would do as many as
And,
they wanted.
Archon
I'd
he was so
find someone to
invested in
run
his
my
history.
businesses.
And I think he just wanted to see how that it would interact with Vox Machina because
Yeah.
we'd watched so much of the show up to that point, and I was like, all right, man,
Let's do it.
let's do it. Let's hear, you know, they're going to take your character. He's going to be at level 17 or whatever now. Here are the things that he's done in that meantime. We had a whole night where me and him talked about the whole history of Archon in that time period and how he ended up at that place.
That must have been fun.
It was fun. We were
That's
got
gotta
to
be
Yeah.
cool. If you have a
so we
guest
can
coming
bring,
on,
you know,
and you
it's
could
like,
just
"Are you
like
guys still
bullshit
talking
with
about
them, and
Dungeons
it's your
and Dragons?"
friend on top
Yeah,
of it, just
Mom,
talk
you
for
know.
hours. Like, what can we do?
Yeah.
How could I do it?
but I have
What
convinced
works
her
in
to
the
play a good
story?
game.
No way.
No way.
Not with us.
No,
not with you,
no, it's
amateurs.
like a small private game
That
for
would be
like
so
for like
fun.
her, Joe, and Marisha.
I
Just,
bet she'd be great.
she's so sick of hearing about it from Joe, and like me and Marisha at dinner had to like sit down and be like,
I bet she's gonna be hooked.
I hope she enjoys it. I hope she enjoys it.
She's gonna be hooked. That's all she's gonna talk about, just like Joe.
I think so.
I hope
just
for
like
his
Joe.
sake, maybe.
Yeah, no.
Because he's so passionate about it, and she's so sick of hearing it from him.
I know.
It's hilarious.
know.
I talked to her at your wedding, and like, we got 2 sentences into something, and then it was about Dungeons and Dragons, and she was just like, oh, forget it.
Yeah.
She just walked away.
Yeah.
I mean, if you are that
Yeah, well,
passionate
we're gonna
about
have- with Joe's
something,
a lot of
and the
fun.
guy is sitting there, I don't
He
blame
didn't know where he
him.
was going to go, and I talked to him about Archon's denouement after that.
It's
Like,
almost
hand
like
it back,
sitting with
man.
Mark
You-
Hamill
you-
and not
you
talking Star
stole
Wars,
it.
and
He
you
asked me if that was a
don't ever
possibility,
see
and
him.
talking about all the different things that might
Or
happen
like
in the future. He's like, if they're fighting Vecna, if the hand
It-
drops,
it
like,
sucks.
you know,
Anyway,
that big
it
good
sucks
artifact
for
take.
everybody
I'm like,
else
if you
if you're
want
not a
to.
Star
He's
Wars
like,
fan.
Could I keep it for myself? I'm like, I mean, if you can get it.
Yeah.
Everyone else is kind of keeping you know, their attention to it.
Yeah.
When he cut off his hand and attached it himself, I was like, oh no.
Big move.
big
And
move.
so he's
Big
like, all right,
move.
I have this now. I'm like, yes, you do.
It has you.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't have the Hand of Vecna. Hand of Vecna has you.
Vecna has you.
So we worked on this whole denouement thing.
The
for
Hand
where,
of Vecna.
Where Archon would be in the world after that.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah. You don't have to say who, but you have other guests planned for the.
I do. I do.
I would
we
assume
have,
so.
We have two players who will be dodging out for baby reasons very
Yep.
soon.
Yep.
Yes.
And we have one who
Who
New
could
York
that
is
be?
reclaiming
Yeah.
once again. The
Ashley
annual,
Johnson, Travis,
reclamation
Laura.
of our fantastic. So
It's time for me to start drinking again,
I know,
boys.
Oh
know, you
my
poor
God, that
man.
sounds so
Fine.
dark.
I'm gonna be out there a lot.
I know
We're-
he's
we're gonna
joking,
be
but that sounds
doing a lot of
dark.
traveling this year. So.
All right, guys, thanks for
Yeah, so while
the
that's
job
happening, I might have a
temporarily.
couple
I'm
guests
gonna go
come in
back to
during that time.
drinking.
So
Bruce Valanche.
Bruce Valanche.
You know who that is?
Of
Of
course.
course I do. He writes for all the award
Bruce
shows.
Valanche,
He
you
does.
kidding me?
He wrote your
Man.
Emmy speech.
Definitely. His
Bruce
brother, Gary
Valanche.
did.
Gary Valanche.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah,
look him up if you
I
don't.
could
I bet you
Yeah,
could
you
do
did,
without
yeah.
even knowing if you don't
Well,
know the
guys,
name.
What, that's it?
I think that's it. Max, is that it?
That's about it. We got like a minute, maybe a minute or two. I could
on the
see based on
statue?
the
What
clock.
is
There's like
that?
2
God,
minutes.
Those are the gesture eyes?
Oh my God, it is. It's that
Wow. You guys can wait. Why is my tit purple?
that looks interesting. The Ford with
always
gesture
What's
eyes.
happening to my purple breast?
What?
Why is
Oh my
it
God.
so low?
want to know a secret?
Why is my it's sagging?
always purple.
Is it? What is he talking
It's
about?
leaking.
It's leaking grape flavored drink. We
Is
love
it purple?
you guys.
I can't
Thank
even
you
tell.
so
It kind
much
of,
for
I guess.
watching the show.
Kind of looks a little faded.
We love you guys. We'll see you Thursday night for
Gesture eyes is
critical recap and then critical roll.
Turn.
See you guys.
There should be a bird in the game that just says turn.
I'll do it.
Turn bird. We're back. Welcome
Tal'dorei
to
had the
After Dark.
craziest laugh at the
Exclusively
end
on
there.
the channel
It was
known
fabulous.
as Project Alpha. I have questions here from the Alpha Chat.
Only about
itself.
12 minutes for Alpha
And
Chat, guys.
we shall
This is one of the
begin with
shortest
a
yet.
question
Good thing we do
from-
4 in a row on Sundays.
Cheers.
Every month.
Cheers.
Cheers. She cheers.
Fanfic Addict. One of my old usernames I gave up. Marisha and Taliesin,
Fanfic
how does it feel
addict.
knowing that the things you did in the last campaign directly affect this one in a huge way? Do you feel like they'll affect them in a huge
Oh,
way?
interesting. I don't think our characters are aware of that.
No,
Of course.
Oh,
Obviously.
someone
Probably didn't need to
said-
say that.
Are
Boom.
there things you love,
Someone
hate
said skip
about,
that one
love
because
or
of
hate
Vox
about doing live
spoilers.
shows in front of an audience like the one
I
during
literally
Gen
just
Con?
thought about it for like 2 seconds.
I mean, there's a lot to love.
I don't know about
It's going to make it even shorter now.
It's just different.
Yeah.
The only thing that I do not like that we are trying to work on is sometimes it is hard for us to hear each other.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
But to be fair, we run into that often, like
Yeah.
sometimes with panels, and you just need
Yeah.
like either good
That would
feedback
make sense.
monitors or
I
what
could
I'm
totally
actually
understand that.
talking about trying to look into is getting
Oh, little ear things,
IFB,
so that we can look like we're trying to
earpieces.
sell a new iPhone.
100%.
There you go.
100%.
You're all
But at least
salesmen.
we would have the show audio pumped into our ears so we could hear each other
Always
on the
selling.
other
We
hand.
could do
And
like
yeah.
a Lady
Always
Marmalade
be
opening
closing.
too. And all
It's-
this kind
Yes, yeah.
Kind of a,
There we are.
it's kind of a running joke.
Terrible. Thank you.
That is just terrible.
There's kind of a running joke with us about the
at
panels
Brian.
because usually it's
I
like
think he was about
Travis
to
and Marisha
inject
that
a needle.
sit by me, and then everyone further down the table, I can't
can't
hear
hear. A
thing.
any.
Yeah.
I just look to see when they're done talking.
Yeah.
And then we go
That's
to the
like
next-
the My
Yeah.
Little Pony
Yeah.
convention.
Because if they don't have, there's so many of us too. If they do
Tara
have one little thing for us
was
to be able to hear,
all the
it's
way at the
down
far
the
end,
middle
and
of
she
the table.
literally at a
By the
point
time it
was
claps,
just like,
the
I don't know what
echo
anyone's saying.
clapbacks, and
And
that's
just
weird,
like
and people are like laughing or
her
applauding, and you're
thing.
like, so yeah, if you guys ever see us on a panel and be like,
Wait, what's
what did he
happening?
say?
Yeah. it's
Everyone's
like,
laughing.
This
Why
happened.
is
I
everyone
feel
like-
bad
that's
now,
why.
honestly.
Yeah,
I feel bad because I don't see a
shows are
lot of
fun. The
panels and I
energy
don't
is
know
great.
a lot of
The-
this.
Awesome.
And My
Meeting
Little
a lot
Pony,
of
I
your
watched
You live for the outfits.
BabsCon.
Yeah,
for somebody
that's
as an
very
exclusive.
polarizing event every year, but this year.
And I was
this
like,
year
how
we'll show 'em
rude.
what's
No
up.
one's
them
paying
for us,
attention to
not for
anybody.
them.
They're all like
That's
looking around.
100% true. Like walking in the room and seeing everyone's reaction is like the best part.
It's just for us.
Well, apparently it's normal.
all right,
I was
guys,
like, how could they not
undercover
hear
goth.
each other? They're not listening.
no
They're not paying
relation.
Yeah,
attention.
no relation.
Your posse? Oh, no relation.
No relation.
If the hour of honor were a thing in real life, would you win amazingly or fail miserably?
I would win amazingly. I've told you guys this,
if
and
I
I'm
were
not even
younger,
trying to
if I were a
brag.
younger
I just
man,
never
in
seen
my-
someone that
in
could
my
drink
early
more than
20s,
me.
I would have done very well. I was
Like
I was-
personally.
I was a beast.
Okay.
I've never
These days,
encountered
I would-
somebody that can
I don't
outdrink
like
me
I think I would be
pound for pound, unless they're like Andre the Giant or something.
I'm
And
a
even
super
then, I don't
lightweight
recall
these days.
My
anybody.
metabolism freaks me out sometimes.
Did you ever go drinking with Hannah? By the way, my ex-roommate. Did you and Hannah?
She's a force to be recognized.
Hannah's a beast.
No, she's.
Hannah's a beast.
Really big.
Oh yeah.
I
you black
would
out
go to
once
the
and you see
bar
it, she's like standing
every
over
day
there,
for
like,
lunch
I'm gonna take
on
shit
my
out of your
lunch
wallet.
break,
And-
have 5 or
God.
6
She's like my
pints,
size.
and then
Yeah,
go to the
she's
bar
scrappy,
after I was
maybe,
done with
maybe
work.
tinier.
Yeah.
and
If
close
anything,
the
she
place
might
out
be
and
like
probably
IRL
had
Bo.
12 to
Yeah.
15 pints
Oh, yeah.
every night.
Yeah.
And I would drive to and from these
She's pretty
places,
intense.
as horrible as that
great.
sounds.
Text her.
I love her. She's great.
And I
get in
would
some
wake
fights.
up the
Let's
next
call her
morning.
up.
I did this for years on a daily basis, and that's just
Guys,
regular.
Al-
If it was a
Alan
party,
Scher's lover,
or a
Alan
birthday or a
Scher's lover,
rager.
for both of you, what zodiac sign do you think your characters are?
Oh,
Talison's
jeez.
Molly's all of them.
Well, there's no zodiac, technically speaking,
Yeah.
because that requires a constellation system, which we don't have. I've
I
been
think we have.
something, but
Something.
we have to figure out what
something.
it is.
Matt would have to invent it.
I've been playing with the thing.
You never
she's
underestimated
got a good
Matt.
mic
No,
now.
he makes a lot of stuff.
Her mic
makes a
used
lot
to
of
be like
shit.
you could
I'm sure
barely
there's
hear her.
something like
She's
that.
like right
Because
next
I
to
know
us.
he's got like month names and all that stuff. He'd probably do something, but in our zodiac system,
I don't know.
Scorpio,
Yeah.
For Bo.
Scorpio for Bo. That makes sense.
maybe.
Yeah.
Scorpios are.
Maybe
Scary.
Virgo for Molly.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
sure.
Cancer.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Maybe.
I was-
Molly's an Aries.
You just
Yeah.
got 4 signs.
He's got 4
Yeah.
signs.
He's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's your sign.
But like I said, all of them.
Here's your sign.
Taliesin D Evolve says, is there a reason why Molly has not tried the cube?
The dodecahedron?
He's a little hesitant about
Have
it.
we
It
all
looks a
gotten
little
it
weird.
yet? I don't think we've all gotten it yet.
Yeah, that's a little outside of.
I guess he would have had to by now.
Feeling of safety.
We haven't.
He
He obviously
while
hasn't
drunk,
used it.
probably will at some point. I think it's one of those things he will do drunkenly at some point.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Have you been actively avoiding it?
I'm wondering the same
I've been actively
thing.
not raising my hand and being like.
I
"Oh,
was going to
someone
say,
else
I
will."
don't think he's not trying to get it, but
It's
someone
not his-
else always
he's been
takes
actively
it.
avoiding it, but he's definitely been like, that doesn't look okay.
I'm
Yeah,
totally
that's a little-
agreeing on
I'll
him.
do some dumb shit
If
to
you
myself,
woke
but I
up
don't know where
dead-
that thing came from.
I also didn't pick up that
I
you
wouldn't
were
touch nothing
avoiding
supernatural acting
yeah.
like that.
Polite, nice, but definitely not trying to bond.
Not
with,
trying to bond.
with what is
Not the way, like,
basically a
Jester
Thanksgiving
is.
dinner. I mean,
If crazy
wow,
shit
yeah.
happens to you,
No,
like
I
what
mean,
happened to
I'm-
Molly, you're not interested
adorable,
in
but, like,
experimenting with other
6
crazy
hit
shit
points.
usually, unless you're saying the
Honestly,
other
the fact
route,
that she's still
which I
with
said,
us
which
is
you were
kind of
trying to
weird.
find
Thinking
out.
of that mouse, I told you, she reminds me of that mouse that those Marines let out at like on the YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had this conversation, last game. Have you seen this video? It's
No.
it's a bunch of Marines, and you could tell they were on like a base,
Tell
and
me
there
more.
was a
Tell me
mouse
more.
that had got in there, and they captured it.
In a trash can.
Yeah.
And they like, all right, little guy, and they're like, okay, and they let him out, and like, all right, be free, little guy. I'm like,
You see him go across the lawn, and then.
Oh, I think I did
It's
see
just like
this.
he dropped.
he drops, and he's just, yeah. He's
I
like,
think
oh,
I have
to
seen
his knees,
this.
And he's like, he didn't last 5 minutes.
Damn.
They're so upset.
damn.
I feel so bad for
Those
them.
guys probably saw some shit,
like-
or
It's
not
just
enough
the epitome
shit.
of trying
One
to
or the
do
other.
something good and then
immediately.
it's just gone.
Yep.
I feel like
That's
I've
amazing.
seen something similar. It had to have been that.
Oh, that's
What's
great.
wrong
I love
with you
shit like
people?
that. Link me, Marisha, later.
Link me all of it. Yes. No, I'm pretty sure
There's a
I've
whole
seen that
genre on YouTube of
multiple
kids like
times.
holding small
Holding
animals.
Like I said, if
the
it's
bird.
not that
There's also the kid
specific
with the guinea
scene,
pig.
I've seen
And
it
his
before.
dad
I've
is-
seen many similar.
Do at night.
Just watch people's lives be ruined by their pets dying.
Yes.
In front of them.
Scarred for life.
Scarred for life.
Yep.
Oh God.
Love it.
Yes. Sorry.
Don't apologize. This is After Dark.
Yeah, this is
Taliesin
totally
Sunlit
normal.
Lake asks, what led to the decision to make miniature Percy's mini Percy so well endowed? It cannot
Yeah,
be
they got to go
unseen.
down more.
I didn't notice before any. I mean, like I felt like.
I don't think Brian
is
was
that
even
actually-
moving.
Okay, let me.
They're
let me
not
take a
moving
look.
intentionally. He was
painted
just
in
happening
the
to
middle.
move.
I mean, like it's.
How
actually
funny is
just more
that?
like the
Brian
traditional
wasn't even
pants cut
moving
for that,
because of
you
the
have a
jester
third
mask
piece.
or the doll.
I don't think it was not really a. There he is.
Where is he? Oh, there. No, that's.
No,
Marisha might be a little
him. It's
tipsy.
When
She
you
is
see it in person, it's
hysterically
not- but, like,
losing it.
that's-
And I
the
noticed
the
she's
term-
filled that
Percy
glass
might
at
be.
least twice. And I'm
Sounds
assuming
like a
it's
faggot.
wine or some kind of
Just guns.
drink
Well, he
of
did-
alcohol, maybe
So-
Yeah, he's got
possibly.
you
Did have
guys.
5 kids.
I don't
Percy
judge.
did okay.
I would be
So
doing the
many
same thing, and I am.
kids. You guys are so fertile.
I'm just kidding.
BDE.
Yeah.
I learned a new phrase today, so I'll use it. BDE.
What's that?
Big dick energy. It's a whole thing.
Big
Maggie
dick
Lemon
energy.
sent me this article. It's the worst thing on earth. I'm so sorry.
BDE.
It's terrible. I forget. I got it.
I'm
I said it on the
filled with
internet. I don't
BDE,
even care
big
anymore.
dick
Yeah, you
energy.
said-
I don't think I've ever heard
understand
of
this
that.
one tweet about Riverdale, and it didn't make any sense, so I had to Google a bunch of shit.
You went that far on that Riverdale tweet?
I know.
That Riverdale tweet was weird, and I couldn't figure it
I've
out.
never watched Riverdale. Is
It's
it
so
good?
good.
Taliesin
Is
is
that the one that's
going way
what's
too
that about?
deep.
It's about
He should have
Archie
quit while he's
characters
ahead,
that are
because
all
now
having
he's
sex.
just
Has anybody ever
feeling
put this
awkward and
on?
embarrassed, and he's getting
Wow.
way too red. And
Oh,
It's not going to save
oh
you.
God. Oh no.
That's way better than I was hoping.
Oh no.
what are you doing, Brian? It doesn't even fit you.
Yes!
Oh no.
It doesn't even.
the flesh wound.
That thing is massive.
I am entertained.
I don't think Brian realized how big that was till he
Very
did
penis
it. Brian
heavy
is
of
like
you.
a child, and I love it because
Kill
I'm
a
the same kind of
D&D.
way. But Brian just like wanders off, grabs things.
Oh wait, that made an audible sound.
Did that hurt?
That thing
That-
is either gonna break you or
Yeah.
you're gonna break it.
Watch, it's like
Oh, man.
extremely
Don't break your nose
valuable.
before
Oh my
asinine.
God, that's got to be hurting your
No,
nose.
it's really far from my nose.
Is
I
it?
can
Okay,
fit my
I
whole
apologize.
fist in here.
It sounds like it's crashing
That
into
was
his
fitting
Pretty
to
awful
fingers.
though, to be honest with you
can fit your
guys.
whole
Whole fist in here.
This is really heavy.
You could fit your whole
but
fist
it's made
in
of the
there.
finest fiberglass
My
in
God.
the land.
The-
I'll take
Get
that.
that
You're just gonna.
Pasadena rose.
Taliesin is probably a
That was a
pro
Rose
at
Bowl
putting on things
purchase.
like that with
You're
his
supposed to actually
Renaissance
put a
fair
thing in here.
experience.
Yeah, there's like a.
Where
Yeah, there's
were
not a lot of
we-
padding
See?
in there.
I
you
have
have a
helmets
thing
like
on
that in my
first.
room.
Where were we the night before?
Oh,
Reproductions,
had
replicas
Matt
from
Key's
movies,
wedding
and
the
they
night
all have
before.
things inside
That
that
was so
sit
exhausting.
your
Did
head
you
on
in
so
November?
it doesn't go flying to the top.
Yes.
Yeah, because you guys
Yes,
showed
we
up.
did.
We went to the. Hold on. Oh,
has
sorry,
a
Max.
spouse?
Sorry, we forgot to tell Max that Matt Key was. Right.
Matt
Yeah,
Key.
you guys went to the wedding, and
is
then the
married.
next day we all got up super early and went to the Rose Bowl to go buy
hungover.
the Talks Machina
that
set.
table?
That's where we got this guy. Yeah, actually,
About that crazy book.
if you guys didn't read it, Kelly Knox did a really cool write-up about like the Talks Machina set on the Geek and Sundry website. So go there and find that because yeah, Kelly did a great job. But I told her this is one of my favorite pieces because
Does she say where to
the
get
guy
things?
wanted a lot of money for this, and Laura got him down.
Laura went nuts.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
vexed him down.
Hard. Yeah, we did not leave until we had that thing.
Oh, this is new.
Does that mean I could buy it? I feel like they're ending it now. I'm gonna go check that out. Geek and Sundry did an episode on the set.
I would like to buy some candy, please.
Oh, that's so creepy.
That's just so cute. How do you even stand it? Oh, goodness.
Oh, that's.
Goodness.
Okay, let's.
I'm horrified.
That's a lot.
No, it's not.
It's the mustache.
Did you see last week?
Yes, I did.
That, I
Did some
mean,
really.
Brian's not wrong.
before
Compared to
I-
other weeks, definitely
This
not
is
as
coming
weird.
with us, right?
No.
Let's make sure that doesn't break.
Yeah, it's like ceramic.
Those eyes
The
really
fans sent
follow
this out.
you around the room. Everything you see here
Something's
will pretty
gonna
much
pop
be
up,
going with
probably.
us, and we'll have some new additions. We're constantly swapping out some stuff for new Mighty Nein. There's a lot of campaign 2 in this already. It's looking good.
There's going to be a bit of a shakeup anyway, just because we have some stuff we've been wanting to put on the
Yes.
shelves, and then we have some other
switch up.
projects for some of this stuff too. So
Yeah.
We're gonna move
Everything's
some
gonna
things
go with
that
around.
thing.
Everything's gonna look a
exciting.
little bit taller, a little bit baller. Well, guys,
Wish it was a little bit smaller.
I'm
I
being
wish it was a
told
baller.
it's
I wish it
time
was a
to
kid
go.
at a bit of a baller.
we have to get ready for Asinine Wisdom.
Ah, yes, ass in 9 wisdom.
Ass in 9 Wisdom.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for submitting questions.
That
through
is
the
it.
Alpha
We're
Chat.
done. 12
Thank you,
minutes,
Danny.
13
Thank you,
minutes.
Courtney, as always. Thank you, esteemed guests. Thank you, crew. They all left.
He sounds like he's doing Ocean Breeze soap
It's
for
really just
people
Danny.
who don't want to think.
Closing time. Good night, guys.
Good night, Brian.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
I'll see you next
For these logs.
week.
Yeah.
Swap them.
Let's put them on Craigslist right now. Welcome back.
Our squeak
Same
behind
show,
him. We're good to go.
Different channel.
Different studio.
New channel, who dis?
Different studio.
Hey guys, in this segment, we take questions from the Alpha Chat. You know how this works. You guys have been on the show a bunch.
I do know how this works, unfortunately.
You guys know
71
what's going
episodes
on.
ago.
Let's just do this.
This is for everyone from Sci-Fi
I know he
Bookworm.
loves what he does.
Wonder
It's
what
just
kind of
funny
books they
because he
like.
comes off like
What's the
he's
weirdest
so
thing you guys found
annoyed
while
and
cleaning out
bothered
the
by
old
everything, but it's
stage?
hilarious.
I found a number of flasks.
You did.
So many flasks.
They got bigger and bigger and bigger.
There was a lot in that cabinet.
There was a lot in that cabinet.
Oh yeah.
When I was cleaning out my little cubby, we all have like a little cubby under where we put our stuff. I found a bunch of like you know, I don't know if you know this, Brian, but sometimes I paste things on the side of my flask, like little secret messages to the audience.
Oh, you
and
do?
stuff.
That's cute.
Yeah, it is.
That seems good. How long you been doing that?
Just a couple episodes.
Okay.
But I found all of the ones that I didn't use. And some of them were clever, some of them were not. Maybe I'll put them up.
Any chance of using them, or
I think I threw them in the trash.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow. Did you find anything that we were
Tons of
cleaning up
flasks.
and shipping up to Boston?
Shipping up to Boston.
Nothing of interest, really. I think it was just a lot of candy wrappers or things in the cubbies or, you know.
We did find a piece of the True Cross.
Candy wrappers and stuff. Good
Yes.
What I thought was weird was of all the stuff we had to move with the sets was Talison's coffin that he sleeps in. I thought that was like one of the
That
weirdest.
was
A lot heavier than I
I think
imagined.
I don't think he
I
sleeps,
am
think
watching
he just
this out of
rests
order,
there
guys, just so you
during the
know.
day.
I already
That's where
saw
he goes to check his
the Molly
email.
episode.
Yeah,
That's
well,
creepy
Get
that
some
he said
privacy.
that Molly had a coffin.
Cyberwolf1201
Tell
asks,
them.
Sam, are there any higher level arcane trickster spells you're particularly eager to have
I
access
watched
to?
only this one
I
out
don't
of
know.
order.
Do
Because
arcane
I
tricksters
had
get higher level spells?
go back.
I honestly don't know.
Everybody gets
I
higher
assume
level
they get
spells.
some more lower level spells, but I don't think arcane tricksters get any spells beyond like level 2. Maybe I'm
really?
wrong about this. They're very low level.
Yeah.
And I think
So
I get
yeah,
to choose
just so
off
you know,
the
the
wizard
next one
spell list,
I saw
though. So
before
they
this
have
one.
some cool.
This is the
some
last one I
cool
saw. I
tricks.
did
What
this
if you
today.
got access to Find Familiar
Saturday.
and then you were like, here's my cat, Dumpkin?
Dumpkin.
Liam would be so pissed.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys would have a cat fight. See who lasts to the death. Chrome's Thoughties wants to know, where did you get that mighty fine picture of Arsqueef in the background?
Someone spotted it already.
I just
Spotted it
said it.
already.
The first thing I said when
Is
we
there-
started was, hey,
Oh, yeah,
there's
there
still
it
that.
is. It's right
I
there.
noticed the whole
It's hard to
episode.
miss.
You're our beloved Arsqueef.
Aw,
That is hilarious.
beautiful face.
You guys have
beautiful
told me
man.
several times
My
I've
initial
reacted
idea
to Arsqueef's
was,
videos.
I don't know if
or
we
not
can
his
go to the
videos,
wide,
but
Chief.
videos he put
There's
together.
a dice jail
I've
over
reacted
here
to one
on
or
this
two.
shelf right here, and my
Go
initial
check it out
idea
on
was
the
to
channel.
put him in the
Reacted
dice
to him.
jail.
I don't know if people can
But
see that.
I don't know either.
Dice
Oh yeah, there we go. They zoomed in a little
Right here.
bit. Yeah, pull that.
I like how
pull
that shelf
out
is
and
all
stick your
blue
thing
and
right there.
Jester.
Well,
And we
that's fine.
finally
Yeah,
put
we
the
were
doll
gonna
up
put it
on
in
the
there.
shelf.
But Max was afraid we wouldn't be able to see his beautiful British face, so
That's
we
true.
put it right behind me instead. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, no, it's great. No, you did a great.
That
where did
would've
we get
actually
it?
been
We got
pretty
it from his
funny.
Twitter, of course. We hope that's a real picture of him. Because
Honestly,
if so, he's quite
I
handsome.
think I'll just stand here the rest
Yeah,
of the
well, you
show.
should.
honestly, I wish
Yeah,
they had
just
put it
sit-
into
just sit
jail
there.
because I would have been
do some
curious
squats.
forever what it was, and I probably wouldn't have been able to figure it out.
Totally
As
normal.
Sam does
It's totally normal.
squats.
I think you leaked a little bit on that last one.
I'm not wearing underwear.
Oh, that's true. That's the sound I heard. It was just your fucking moist butt cheeks.
I was just trying to
slapping
keep it Arsqueefy.
Oh
Stay
my
squeaky,
god,
my friends.
that actually all goes together
Caterwin
quite well.
asks for all of
as
us,
gross as
when-
it might be.
When you
His moist ass cheeks, his arse queef.
When you, this is worded fuckerly, give me a second. When you move, rediscover stuff as you pack. When you move, you rediscover stuff as you pack. What were you happiest to rediscover? I found a lot of dice that had fallen into corners,
probably
and
dice.
there's probably because it rolls off the table, and then during the show,
I know
if one
exactly what
falls,
they
and then
mean.
during the show, you guys.
When
are
I
like,
was
"Fuck it,
younger,
I'll
we
just grab
moved
another
like
one."
4 or 5
Found a
times
lot of
before we
dice
actually
laying around.
settled.
A lot of dice. I still
And then,
have
funny
not found my
enough,
guild
we
dice.
never left.
My guild
Once
dice
we
was gone
settled,
from the
we
first
moved
campaign.
like,
Someone
a
stole
lot.
it. Let's
Or
check
and then
the
well,
cameras.
and then
between the-
didn't move for like 30 years.
Maybe it's in New
Travel
York.
from New York to here.
Yeah, maybe
I'd
maybe
say
a
like the
D&D
first
playing TSA agent.
12 years of my
was
life.
like, is
we
that a
moved
fucking
maybe
guild dice?
6 times,
And then he took
7
it.
times.
Be
Yeah.
nice to the team.
I had at least 5 or 6 different houses.
I found a lot
Before
of
I was 13.
Unused reams of paper, a lot of rolls of toilet paper that just
You keep those at your spot?
No. When we moved studios, they just kind of found their way into my bag. A few
taking
boxes of
office
pens.
supplies?
Yeah, I was stealing office supplies.
Oh God. Insultingly Wrong wants to know.
The funny thing is, I can see that
names.
being true
Why is Danny's
or a
cam more
joke. I can
important
see
than
Sam
Brian's
really
cam?
being
Well,
like, no, I
because of
like,
what it shows.
It was innocent.
Yeah.
I stole
I
office
mean,
supplies.
look at that.
I'm just a lot
Yeah.
prettier than you, Brian.
Danny in the dark.
Yeah. Why
There's
is
nothing
Niagara
but
Falls better to
Danny
look
in
at
the
than a
dark.
sewer?
My God. My God.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh man, this one's tough. E. Claveth asks, how do you think Jester will feel about Kiri being left behind without being able to say goodbye?
I know.
That's gonna be rough.
I was thinking about that because I know technically Jester was there, but I feel like Laura
yeah.
didn't get a chance to really.
Yeah.
say her
Laura.
goodbye to Kiri.
I know.
I know,
really
I was
loved that
thinking
bird.
that.
Yeah, she'll start.
Laura
to
didn't get to
probably
say
think about
goodbye to
stuff like that
Kiri.
once the new baby
And then
shine
Molly
wears off.
dies in the next
They have a
episode.
shine, right? that
Yeah, it
eventually
wears off.
And they
after,
missed
like,
that too. They missed
15,
a
20
lot.
days.
That's good.
You're like, this old thing.
I wore my Yasha shirt again
This
so
old
that
lady,
it
old news.
fit
Yeah.
because this is a
Ashley,
tribute.
Sage
But I'm
Hope
also
wants
going to
to
wear
know,
this.
Did Yasha not feel
for the rest of
qualified to
episode
give
27.
Caleb
I'm
advice
doing
when he
that
asked
next.
for it?
100%.
100%.
How come?
I like her
think
answer. That's what I would have said. 100%.
just anybody coming to her for advice about anything, I think she just doesn't feel like, why are you asking me? What advice could I possibly give you?
Was she social ever? Is she a real person?
Yeah.
What is her deal?
Yasha's very closed in.
tell you.
The funny thing is, I know a lot of
Has she
people
ever
like
had a
that.
friend?
I mean, not like Yasha, but
Yes,
I know
of
people.
course.
Okay.
Of course.
That just
I
don't
think
talk.
Just,
Who was
you
a
know,
monster?
She was in
If
a,
ever.
No,
Not
I mean maybe so.
crazy.
I think she was comes from a very rural area
Private.
and raised in a certain way that
People don't talk about shit.
she was.
You gotta wait.
You gotta wait.
Don't pressure
Makes sense.
Ashley.
Just like anyone
because
who wants
last
to play
time she
The Last of Us
buckled
Part 2 in the next
and
5 years,
accidentally
you've gotta
spilled
wait.
some things. I don't. They basically do this. I feel like they
anything
almost
else you
know.
wanna
Let's
add?
put some
No,
pressure
I
on
just-
Ashley.
Yeah, I think
And then
definitely,
we'll get answers. And she's nervous
doesn't
about it
feel
because
like
she knows
has a whole lot of advice to give
spills.
because it's also since there's a lot of life that she hasn't lived yet.
Yeah.
You know, she's had a very particular lifestyle for her whole life up until this point, and now she's exploring the world and seeing things that she's never seen before. So she doesn't have a lot of life experience.
Have you said publicly how old she is yet? I can't remember.
I haven't.
Okay. Then let's not.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
mean,
let's
I
not.
feel like that's not super. I mean, I don't know. I guess she would be like around whatever my age is for an
43?
ASMR. 47.
Oh, okay.
47. Yeah, she moisturizes the fuck out of her
Yeah.
face.
Is she?
Straight up in Crisco.
No way.
Just there's a bunch behind the couch right there.
Is
I
she
thought that's what
47?
was
Is
making your
Ashley
butt
Johnson
cheeks sound so
47?
wet, but turns out it's
There's
just
no way she's
flop sweat.
47.
Yeah.
She looks
Sorry,
like she's
Dan.
younger than me. I mean, I know she's probably around my age because she
Celtic
was
Moonshine
in
asks something very
Family
interesting.
Ties.
What class do you guys think Kiri
Or
will
am
be
I
at level
saying,
15?
is it growing pains? I always mix them up.
Boy.
Always. My whole life.
What class? What
Yeah.
class is Kiri?
She isn't a class.
She's a Kenku.
Kenku.
But I thought she was like a rogue. I guess I just assumed.
No, she doesn't technically have a class. Y'all just gave her a dagger.
Oh.
Oh, a class. Oh,
She's like
wow.
a terrible townsperson. Townspeople.
Child, here's a dagger.
Yeah. You're cute.
I
Have a
think
knife.
it is a great idea.
Now go run around.
Should be.
I think it is genius. Kenkus know better, even though I have no
Shit,
idea
I
if they
just
do
saw
or
the
not.
dopest screen name ever.
She seems like a rogue-ish type.
Oh,
That's what I was thinking
shit.
too.
I
She's
just saw the
rogue, or
dopest
maybe because she
screen
loves
name. I
Jester
wanna
so
see it.
much, maybe
Wanna
a
see it?
cleric.
Oh yeah, that
Well,
would be cute.
that's
Like
would be really
Mom.
hard, probably. For who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking rogue
Certainly
too.
not a bard, right? She can barely talk.
But she could sing.
She could sing.
She might be good at it.
I mean, that music box little moment was real inspirational.
Yeah.
Maybe she's
I'd
into
say a
music.
bard
She'll
is
be
good
a
for
bard.
Kiri.
To make that
I go bard.
noise of a music
Yeah.
box. Who knows? Matt'll come up with
Fits.
something
I mean,
great.
there's probably
Yeah.
other things that fit, but I'll
Although the
go with that.
repetitive thing could turn into a form of vicious mockery, I guess. Yeah. All right,
Vicious.
What's the
so
screen name that you told us all about?
So in my personal pantheon of gods, we have You're My Our Beloved Arsqueef, right?
Okay.
Font size level 72.
Yeah.
Font size 48, Pull-Out King, obviously.
Pull
right?
out King.
For sure.
Font size 33,
I remember Pull Out
36. Oreo teabagging.
Oh
That's
my
pretty
God.
good. Oreo
That's
teabag.
fantastic.
Oreo teabagging would like to know, Sam.
That's pretty
what
good.
was
I
the
like
name
it. Like
of your
Oreo
sexy
Speedwagon,
Minotaur
in case
show?
you didn't know.
It
You
is
didn't get the
really
reference.
Shit, I wish I
Oreo
would've come up with
Speedwagon,
that.
Oreo
Yeah.
Teabag.
I don't remember the name of my sexy Minotaur show. It was Minotaurs and Centaurs. There were rival cliques at the high school. It was probably called Half and Half or something. I don't know.
Yeah, half and half. High school, yeah.
Great.
High school Minotaur
King.
school.
Also, is it
Arsqueef.
Minotaur or Minotaur?
Minotaur. It's Minotaur.
It's Centaur.
Is it it's Centaur and Minotaur, or is it Minotaur?
Chris
Centaur.
somebody-
And
Where's Chris Lockheed?
Minotaur.
Tar.
Is it?
Tar.
Minotaur?
Minotaur.
It's not Minotaur?
Centaur.
No, it's Centaur, dude. It's
think
not
you're both
Centaur.
I
My
think
goodness.
you can
Really?
say it how you want, but it's
I
wrong.
honestly don't know how I've
Yeah.
ever Centaur.
Tangerine
Centaur.
asks, which
I'm
was
pretty
better,
sure I do say
Taliesin's
Centaur. I
Jester
don't say
or
Centaur.
Marisha's Ford?
Centaur, but I think I'm wrong. Centaur. I think I say Centaur.
did Taliesin
And
do a
Minotaur.
jester?
Minotaur.
I think I
I definitely say
I would
Minotaur.
probably go with Marisha's Ford because she really doubled down with that.
I say
Yeah.
Minotaur and
It's
Centaur.
authentic.
I don't say
It's
Centaur
authentic.
Yeah,
and
it's
Minotaur.
authentic if it's coming from Marish.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
right.
'cause she's
They're
from
wrong.
the-
No, I'm just
she's
curious.
from
Have I been
the
saying it wrong the whole time?
Yeah,
Write in the comments.
She's a
Have
real
I been saying it
Kentucky
wrong my
girl.
whole life?
Sam Zillow Poros asks, does the flask get as nasty as Scanlan's tankard did?
How do you clean that out?
I can still smell it from here.
Okay, to answer Ashley's question first, I don't clean it out.
He does, yeah. Max groans because there was a few weeks into the campaign and you using this other flask, and Max was like, "Hey man, I don't know if he cleans out." That's how Max like, "Hey man, I don't know if he's cleaning out that
Hey
flask."
Max, is there something in your pocket that's on fire?
Do the show.
We are.
Do the
This
show.
is part of it.
This is the
giving
show.
You shit.
I can't clean it out.
Is-
There's no way
you
to
guys
clean
gotta
a
let me
flask that
know.
big. What do you do?
Is
There's
Max
no pipe cleaner
actually
that can
giving
go in there.
Brian shit?
Sometimes
Because I feel like
recently,
it is
I've
done
noticed
so
the
well,
smell
and
coming
that's
from
kind
it.
of who they are and how they
So I
are.
thought that the
But I'm not
alcohol
sure if
in the
Max is really pissed as the
not
production
alcohol. There's no
manager
alcohol
or
in there.
whatever.
The
he
rubbing
is.
alcohol that you mix with your Sprite.
There's no alcohol.
The rubbing alcohol you
I
mix with
thought
your Sprite.
the rubbing alcohol that I put in between shows would disinfect it. Not true.
No, because there's probably so much.
So
probably
lately,
schmegma in
If
there.
you put some Everclear in there, oh, schmegma.
Schmegma.
it's
She
not as
said
gross
it.
as smegma.
That's how much is
Yeah,
in
give it a
there.
little bit of a flair.
little
Schmegma.
little Hebrew on it.
Yeah. Throw a little Hebrew on it. It makes everything fun.
Last time, I did pour boiling water into it
Oh,
and swished it around.
yeah.
No soap?
No. I don't want to drink soap.
Damn.
That's gross.
You can keep. You understand how rinsing a. I know you guys have many, staff.
I
people
always
that,
think this is
you
funny
know,
too.
run
I know
your
what he's about
home,
to say.
Are we butlers?
You could really just drop a little bit of dish soap in there.
Okay.
The boiling water is a great
We need to
idea.
get you a little brush
Yeah, we do.
with a wire on it so you
because
can
I
get in there and
might
really...
get tetanus from this thing.
Yeah, I think you should probably get some shots.
I did use a little rag and just kind of clean out the inside of the lip there.
I've had
It
other
was
people
black.
to
It was
rinse
black.
out things like that. I said the same thing. Use
It
soap,
was
and they're
really
like,
black.
yeah, but what if I don't get it all
So
out?
maybe that was just
I'm like,
the tannins
rinse
from
it.
the water
Just
that
rinse
I
it
drink
till it
on the
gets
show.
out. You'd rather
It's gotta be
just
the
not
tannins,
use
yeah.
disinfectant
If your teeth
or
start falling
detergent
out
or
in
like.
rapid succession, we'll
It's
know what
worse
happened.
if you don't
Yeah.
clean it properly.
We need to get
So
you a little
if-
wire.
if you're that
bottle
bad at
bristle.
rinsing, maybe you eat
Bristle.
We'll
a
find something.
minute amount of soap.
Yeah, either that or.
I'd rather eat
improving
soap
my immune system.
than freaking God knows
I don't
what.
think you should take that chance.
Exactly.
I don't think those are odds you want to gamble with.
Question. Good question.
Yeah, good question. The fans are concerned about your internal well-being
Yes.
because they know there's nothing that could be done about your external well-being.
Yes. You already are that
Well,
way,
guys,
Sam. Oh, wait, we're
Great
done?
first show in the new studio.
We did it!
We did
Yeah,
it.
we did.
Did we stay on the internet?
Absolutely.
My goodness. I want to
I'm going to show
especially
you guys
thank all
next
of our
time.
crew,
I
which
have
now
an
there's a
octopus. I've said it
billion.
several times now that looks similar to that.
And
Not
all our
exactly,
new
but it's
friends
similar
that have
enough
joined us
that I
and
think they
everybody that we're
copied it.
working with for busting ass for the last week and a half to make this happen. So without that, we would have been Danny in the dark
Yeah.
tonight.
Danny in
Let's
the
give it,
dark.
yeah.
Yes.
If we applaud, we don't have to name them by name.
Or give them paychecks.
They don't get a
Pay them,
paycheck
really.
now.
I mean, that's in the rules. Well, guys, Thursday night, Sam, it's time to figure out what the fuck you're gonna do.
Totally.
Ashley, you'll probably try to Skype in whenever you can.
Yep.
Sometimes it's hard because it's super late.
Yeah.
The show goes late, and
Yeah,
if you have to get
those
picked
East
up at
Coasters,
4
whenever
in the
I'm there,
morning.
I'm like, oh God, how do they do this?
I
How do they
know.
watch this on the East Coast?
I know, 10, because it starts at 10. When we were in New York,
Yeah.
it was like, you want to watch Critical Role tonight? First half, maybe, but then you're,
Yeah.
it's time to go to bed.
Hey, I don't watch them
All right,
live
we'll
yet
miss you.
because we do campaign too.
You guys,
Yeah. Sam,
Aw.
we're glad that you're still here.
Thanks. Thanks.
Well,
Danny Cam?
Danny Cam?
Hey, what's up?
Danny Cam.
Actually worked perfect. That was great.
It flew
Say
right
goodnight
in.
to the folks at home, Danny.
Good night, everybody at home.
Good night,
night,
Danny.
everybody at
she
home.
seems sweet.
Good
I
night.
like her.
We'll see you Thursday.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Love you, Tal.
I love you too.
Welcome back, guys.
He goes, I love
Allison.
you, Tal. I love you too. So sad.
Oh, it's so great to see it from the other side.
Isn't that nice?
It sucks when it happens to you. You get this every Thursday.
Oh,
night. Somebody
they-
yells out
Right
some
before we go
They
live.
yelled something at Brian.
That was PG, man. I gave you something
Yeah,
PG.
it was
It
PG.
was almost
What
worse.
was it? I didn't hear it. It was right
It's
before they
somehow
went.
more effective sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep. Well, we're gonna answer a few questions from the Alpha
They must
chat,
have
and
took
then
a
Matt,
break,
We're gonna rush you
'cause
over
Matt is all cleaned
via the
up.
helicopter. Shogun1332. Matt, how do you feel about the comparisons between Lorenzo and Negan from The Walking Dead?
I've gotten this a bunch over the past week, and I stopped watching the show after I think it was third or fourth season. It was when they kind of had ruined the governor character for me, because I'd read the comics through the governor's arc, and I was like, oh, such a great villain, and I got so angry that they did, I stopped watching. So I don't know the character Negan, but I know of him because people
very
I've
familiar
heard
with
other
Walking
friends on
Dead.
Twitter back like a year ago. be like,
Negan,
"Oh
I
my
stopped
God,
watching
such a
2
terrible
seasons
person."
ago.
So I guess that's good.
Yeah.
But they're into like
so, I mean, I'll
season
take it. Thank you.
14.
Yeah,
I hope
that's cool.
as long as Negan's a good villain, I'll
Negan's a
happily
great
accept the
villain. I
comparison.
love Jeffrey
Yeah.
D. Morgan.
Yeah.
If he's not, then
I just heard he's coming. I just heard he's coming to The Boys season 4, and I haven't even seen the season 3 yet.
Tonman7924.
I'm up to date
out
on
of the
2.
9 would you want to see in Molly's coat?
Wow.
Not, or maybe Jester.
It'd be funny on not.
It would
Not,
be funny on not.
but
I
Jester-
I think Bo has earned it of anybody, but
Why?
Does Bo have
because of
that?
anybody, Bo's the one who needs to lighten up a little fucking bit. So, Knott's, that's not Knott's problem.
Yeah.
And that's Caleb is never going to lighten up, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And Jester doesn't need anything, and I don't think Ford needs. I don't think anybody else needs it. So
Well, he'd get it all wet.
that's true. It would just run. It'd be terrible.
That's true.
And then when he went in water, it'd get even more wet.
Yeah.
Ashley. Seraphin Dreams asks, there's been a history of party members stealing from guests. How tempted is Keg to steal Knott's never-ending flask?
Oh my God.
just to bring it around the other way. Oh.
I actually didn't think about it up until this point, but now I feel like the revenge plots now aside, it's just going to be about trying to get Knott's flask.
Yeah.
Good
I'm
job,
abandoning
Brian.
the schematic narrative that we have.
just put
that we have
thoughts-
shaping up.
The sub-story we developed weeks ago
You-
is that actually
you
she's trying to
ruined
kill
it.
off each member of the Mighty Nine.
I don't
until
want her
it's just
stealing
not-
Knott's
just to take
flask.
the flask.
Yeah. No interest in the giant lollipop.
I
just
hope
the
Sam is
flask.
watching
Yeah.
this and is aware.
Matt,
I feel like Sam
Mesterazzi
would,
asks, was a
especially
TPK
this one.
possibility if some roles went a different way, or were you purely Lord have merciful?
I mean, if they all just kept running into their weapons, yeah. But I knew the players were smarter than that, and there would have been a point where either they just would have had to flee, or they would have had to do what Keg did and try and stop it. You know, it was in the process of becoming a death spiral, and because they were locked in, they would have just fled north if they had the opportunity. The carts and just fired off, you know, until they managed to get away from you guys, like any bandits or like people who are doing illegal work would do in that area. So yeah, it relied on the players and their actions at that point. Whatever they did was going to affect that, and I was part of my nerves getting worse and worse. Was like, this is the scenario I built. I have to now see it through. So no,
I
don't
noticed
say
that
sorry.
Ashley.
That's why I love the game.
Nothing wrong with it. I'm just
happen.
noticing
Yeah.
mannerisms of people. She stares
You don't have to
right
answer
at
this
you the
question,
entire
'cause I
time
know
you're
there's
talking, which
some
is
moments
a form
between
of
you guys or between all of us
expressing-
that are meant that we are okay with sharing. There's some moments that we want to keep just between us.
I just totally burn for
But Little Red 10 asks, what did Liam say to you when he left the table?
I don't
See,
know
like-
when did Liam say?
Well, I
but,
guess,
like,
he
like
left-
Matt kind of
he
looks
left
around.
right after
Ashley looks
you-
right at the face
right
of the
after
person
you
the
died,
entire
and
time
I'm
they
pretty
talk.
sure it was to go pour a fuck ton of water into his mug.
I have no idea.
So you were just off the. You weren't even. So you guys didn't have an exchange back there when he went out there.
I remember, other than like, yeah, that happened. You know, yeah, he was still, yeah.
Yeah. What was it like after the show?
I got not to be too dark, but yeah, I went home, fetal, cried a bit, and then like literally I cried in bed, and then eventually the sun started rising, and I realized you probably needed a new character by like the end of Friday, Saturday, and I didn't have the slightest idea of what to do.
In the last campaign, that stuff started to come up a lot about backup characters and things like that because shit was getting really heavy.
Oh, it was my backup character from last game.
From last campaign, yeah.
That I started right after Percy died.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll start working on that one. And then I just never got around to doing anything else.
It's so early still, 26 episodes in. You just didn't really think about it?
No, I was like, I'll get around to that. I'll start having some ideas.
I was very clear, by the way, that you guys are low level and shit's real dangerous at those low levels. You might want to think of a backup character. I have no sympathy for you for not putting any thought to that.
You made that very clear. You made that very clear.
Yeah.
And like literally, I cried in bed, and then eventually the sun started rising, and I realized you probably needed a new started right after Percy died.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll start working on that one. So, I'm very happy with.
I was
we
told
all
to
know
jump
that this
ahead to this.
Thursday's episode was the first one in our new studio here.
Yeah, what a way to kick it off.
Yes.
Nothing like a blood sacrifice.
Matt and Taliesin, you guys will love this question from Ish Mish Mish. Now that the new studio has had its blood sacrifice, do you think it will remain sated, or will it demand more, thus becoming an ever-growing maw of terror
That's
and
true,
or
too.
annihilation?
Yeah, how weird is that? I know we
it's
talked about it
sated
during the
and
live
wonderful
stream.
and a very gracious and benevolent
But the new
entity that has
studio-
allowed us into its space, and I'm very excited for the symbiotic
it is. It's like they had to
relationship we're
sacrifice
developing to
a
tell
member.
these stories. Oh, great entity of the studio.
This is what we get for taking down the photo of Tupac.
It is, actually.
Yes, we did take down the photo of Tupac in the lobby.
Tupac, we're paying the price.
Are you saying it's Tupac?
I think it's the ghost of Tupac.
I think it's
The ghost of Tupac
yeah.
killed Molly.
Yeah.
Or the ghost of Tupac's manager. That'll be the name of my second novel. I think that should the studio rise up and demand another blood sacrifice, we can all agree that should be Max. Right?
He is always
I'm
going
just
at
saying.
Max.
Oh.
And then Danny
He's
always
big and
gets
hard to
very
kill. If
defensive.
we establish anything, it is hard to kill
Like
Max.
he must be
We
like
do know
bullied
that.
all the
Doesn't
time
burn
because
him.
Danny's
Resistant
always
to,
very
fire damage.
ready to protect Max, and he's always
force
ready to
damage.
fire.
Force damage, Piccolo Pete damage.
Oh.
Shut up and do the show.
See?
Making fun of you is the show, Max. Mercy Me asks, Ashley, will
is.
Keg eventually grow a full beard?
Please.
Is there some sort of timeline for how
Yeah,
dwarves
probably not
tend to
enough
grow,
time.
how fast their beards tend to grow?
I think it depends,
Lore-wise?
just like anybody. Dwarf beards, I think, grow a little quicker and thicker than most. So
I don't think she's going to be worrying about shaving as much.
Yeah.
I think she's a little upset.
A little preoccupied
Yeah, a little
with
preoccupied.
you
yeah.
may start seeing a vengeance beard coming in.
Yes.
Vengeance beard.
Yes.
I shave when I'm upset, so that's okay. But.
Oh, really?
It's like the gif of Henry Cavill in the Mission Impossible. He's just like, and the beard gets stronger.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Vengeance Beard is the name of my first novel.
Mandabar asks me, Brian, what was Ashley's reaction? So we watched it. We watched it. It was over. She, in typical fashion, leaned forward on the couch like this, and she was just looking down. And I was expecting a deluge of tears. That came later.
That's what
but first, she looked over at me and she goes, "I'm gonna kill that motherfucker." And I was like, "Yeah, you probably will." this is like a revenge tale to end all revenge tales set in motion, I feel like.
Did she mean
Matt
Lorenzo
said at the end of the game, like,
or
"Man,
Molly
you guys
for
now
running
have
in
a formidable
lunatic?"
villain for this
I'm assuming she meant
campaign."
Lorenzo.
That is a personal attack. Like, yeah.
Bad.
Bad news bears.
Bad news bears.
Walter
Taliesin,
Matthau, who's going to say
CM Griffith 35 asks, how do you think Yasha will react when she finds that she has lost such an important companion in her life? We don't know a lot about her character, but it seems as though Molly and Yasha had quite a trust and friendship.
That's going to be a sad episode. When we reunite with Ford, Jester, and Yasha, that's going to be sad. And if we meet them individually...
Because she may have reacted just
actually
emotionally in that moment and tried, and who knows what could have happened to her.
Yeah, that would have been.
Oh God, that would have. Oh, that would have been awful.
Yeah,
really bad.
Yeah, a rage-based barbarian like her in that moment, and a throw of anger and passion. Yeah, there would not have been a parlay. Fuck. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that would have been really bad.
That's that's heavy shit.
If Yasha was there, there never would have been an incident. Because Matt said he only rushed all that
what was your favorite character
because 3 people had to leave. He said that
definitely
if Yasha was around, I feel like that
Nott
wouldn't have been
we're trading secrets.
something that happened.
Definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
So
Sam
don't worry,
is
Matt,
so
you're good.
Fucking funny.
He is.
And him saying he was a good dancer was the perfect thing he could have possibly said. But a close second was Bo asking me how my day was.
Out of complete curiosity, because I
will say that
swear,
I really enjoyed too.
I feel like I've seen
Ted and
Ashley
Bo's
somewhere before, and I kept telling you guys,
meetings.
I almost
It's
feel
just-
like
it's just
I've
when the
met
Unstoppable
her
Force meets the
years
Unstoppable
ago
Force,
from
and
a friend of a
what's your
friend.
name? No, what's your name? No, what's
Where
your name?
are they from? But they're probably
nothing was going
LA,
to ever get
it can't
done. Nobody was going to accomplish
She looks
anything.
so
It was beautiful.
My
Is it?
She looks like I remember meeting
My
a girl
initial
with a group of
reaction,
other people
I was
at a
so
party
angry
a couple times
that the first
years
thing
ago.
I wanted to do Thursday
But
night
it would be
was
like New
tweet
York
Matt Colville and say,
or
"Are you
Hoboken."
fucking happy now?" Because the night of the finale of the last campaign, he tweeted, "Matt, please kill one of your player characters tonight." And he had, talked openly about how, important that is. And I always just wanted to be like, "Are you fucking happy now? Look at how great it went when he killed a guy." It's exact, but yeah.
I've killed many player characters. There are scenarios in which you can turn that around, and especially at the higher levels. And you have to be creative to still keep the stakes up. And I know there's a lot of people that are purists that are like, the game is DM versus player, or like, the point of the game is to almost. I'm like, I disagree. I feel the threat should be there and realistic play it out when it does happen. But I don't feel that that's the driving force of the fun of the game, at least not for my players. And it's different for every table. Some people really love that kind of meat grinder, we all make characters to die and see how far we can get in the dungeon. That's classic, old school D&D. There's nothing wrong with that.
See, that's how I
Yeah.
perceived it
Life
before
is a
all
thing that you
this
survive
Vox
every
Machina
day.
campaign too.
that's-
That's how it's kind of
I
acted in
realized,
Stranger
to
Things.
do that
Eddie
in the game,
was like out to get them as
Someone
the DM.
asked Taliesin Swaddle, why were you smiling when Molly was being killed?
That is Molly's reaction to everything, so I was still in Molly character. That's also, to be fair, my
Defense mechanism.
I'm a nervous smiler. Anytime my life is threatened or something terrible happens, I tend to get very focused and grin. It is. I've discovered it is actually a very good survival trait.
Defense mechanism.
I have had knives pulled on me and I just smile and start giggling, and I'm like, I'm terrified I'm going to piss myself, but this at least I know is making them go, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, this guy's crazy. He's not having the reaction I was hoping to get.
No, it is my standard panic reaction. It's to smile, make eye contact, and grin.
Thank you for not telling people it was me that pulled the knife on me.
To be fair, it was a very small knife. It's a paring knife. It was a silver paring knife. It's a very nice silver paring knife.
Yeah, sure. Small knife. I'll show you after, see how good your memory is. Matt!
Yes!
My God. We're getting murder threats.
Oh my God, I love this show so much.
I'm sorry, Ashley.
No, I love it. It's
That's why we're friends.
Septus Unseelie, Matt, did killing Molly feel bittersweet in the revenge
Septus
sense,
Unseelie?
considering
That's gotta be
Taliesin killed you in the first vampire game?
Sealy.
I didn't even think about that.
Well, I mean,
was that the one where you guys were leaving for your honeymoon that night?
No,
I did. I mean, like, yeah. Should we? I mean, like, you and Marisha, we had an arrangement.
Yeah, we had to go because we were off leaving for our honeymoon, or to finish prep for our wedding.
And I gave you a meta narrative that only you would know.
Yeah.
Which was, I made you a clan that you knew, like an obscure clan that I knew you would know would be extremely susceptible to sunlight.
Yeah. So we didn't know the circumstances of it. We told Taliesin, like, somehow in the narrative we have to get out at a certain point, and I didn't know it was going to be turning us to dust or living fungus. But
made me really
but that's part of the, you still want some mystery as a player, even if you have to step out of the narrative. So no, it wasn't a vengeance thing. I haven't thought about that until you brought it up. To me, I was too caught up with just the emotions of that whole experience and that outcome. And
how petty would you have to be?
Really?
How fucking? Hey,
yeah, like
that one shot last year.
That's literally what I was just thinking. I'm like, what kind of question is that?
What you get?
Yeah, like holy crap.
Dust on the ground.
From
like
6 years ago.
I don't even know what they're talking about as far as the one shot, but that is some
killed one of my player
dirty shit to even ask.
Like in a one shot back at Sean's place.
That would mean that Matt literally held that against you. Like that, they're all making fun of it.
Yeah, the main game that would have been 2000 and I want to say 12.
Oh man.
Yeah, 2012, 6 years ago.
You guys have killed each other so much.
Yeah, how neat.
nice.
So
It's the makings of a great friendship.
It is. It's fun. Killing your friends is fun.
Well,
not good advice.
Not good advice. Yeah.
On graph paper.
He's joking, guys.
Everything on graph paper.
All right, we got to wrap up here because we got to get Matt out of here. CD88 asks everyone, including Brian,
we got to
what's
wrap
the
it up
best
so he has
lie
another
you've
question.
Ever told?
I've never told a lie.
Oh, Abe Lincoln over here.
That's
Jesus
the best lie I've
Christ.
ever told. Right there.
I don't.
We did
Best
this.
lie you've ever told.
I'm pretty
Didn't we do this in the
atrocious at lying,
campaign?
to be honest. So,
yeah, we did the best lie we ever told in the
actually
campaign.
don't.
Mine was, I can make that court date.
No, that's really.
That's the best lie.
I convinced a roommate of the existence of Jinkies Wilma, the Pirate Queen, once, but in our defense, we were really stoned.
You did? Oh my God.
Yeah, that's LA. I can say that.
That's
all right.
the best lie I've ever heard.
Yeah, Jinkies Wilma, the Pirate Queen.
Wow.
Yeah, including like having other roommates come in and feel like, have you ever heard of Jinkies Wilma? And he'd been listening and says, oh, the Pirate Queen. Look.
Yeah.
I don't intentionally tell lies, but I feed on gullibility. Like if somebody, I'll say something as a joke that cannot possibly be true, and if somebody goes, really?
Then you'll just keep.
Then
going.
I will rearrange their reality to fit this impossible truth, and let it hang until eventually somebody else breaks it for me, or I feel bad and break down and
You're
tell
like,
them, I'm just fucking with you.
I screw with people all the time. I'm like exactly what Matt said at the arcade, especially.
Someone asked if this is
so
your
many
funeral suit.
people,
Well,
we talked about in the lobby.
and I just
Jim
screw with them
Henson.
constantly.
Yeah, 'cause
Not
I
like
have
a horribly
I started wearing
mean
black
way.
when
It's
Jim
just
Henson
like
died. That was my goth moment. Was Jim
entertaining.
Henson died, I wore black to school, never stopped.
That's the gothiest reason to become goth.
It is, and then, but the thing was, at the Jim Henson funeral, you couldn't wear black.
Yeah, because
So he had a thing, like that was part of the deal. Was like if you
I
if you actually
remember
went to the
that.
real
I
funeral,
actually
you
do
couldn't. So
remember that.
This was
you go. To
I
the
remember
funeral?
like hearing that in the news or
Oh, okay.
something.
But like this is the most.
Well, I don't know. You've been alive for 2,000 years.
I've been looking for an excuse to wear this shirt again. So I was just like, this is the most obnoxiously Molly shirt I own.
Definitely not something you want to wear for
Fucking
long periods of
fantastic.
time.
And
This
these-
is
I
like
never wear
a
these shoes
20-minute shirt,
Those
not a
shoes are
2-hour
incredible.
shirt.
Yeah, I love them. I don't get to wear them often.
Got it.
so.
Next time we go to Booty, we'll put those on.
Yeah, they're not great dancing shoes, but they are good like going out shoes.
I
I'll wear
did
'em.
not realize how.
You can
I
wear
thought
them
they
on your
were
ears
metal,
'cause they were
not
really
sparkly.
tiny.
Yeah, I'll wear them on my ears. That's it. That's all the time we got. If you guys are on Alpha, which you are, come back in half an hour and see Matt on Asinine Wisdom.
Yeah, I don't know what's in store for
That's
me
why
there.
we got to get
Oh,
Matt out of here. They
boy.
keep saying we got to get Matt out of
Those
here.
guys are really dumb. They're both idiots. But that's the point of the show. Ashley, we'll see you Thursday.
See you Thursday.
So we might not see
Towson, we'll see you
Towson.
soon.
Oh yeah, see you. Can I say? Yeah, at some point. Whenever you
Depends
put me
on
in.
when it gets around to the narrative moment.
I'm into. Yeah, whenever you need me back in, I'm ready.
So
I'm
we
really
don't know.
excited.
He might
It's
not
all
be there
about
next week.
Weaving things in organically versus.
Will he
like-
be there?
Yeah.
Episode 27. I don't know.
whenever
Is that
Towson comes back in.
going to happen that quick?
It's gonna be
Probably
nice.
not.
I'm really excited about
I'm
the
excited.
character.
Maybe
See
Matt
more.
will be like, no, don't worry
That's
about it.
really
We're getting you in. I feel like we're going to wait at least
We
an
love you
episode.
guys. Thanks for the support. Thanks for watching. We'll see you Thursday. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Death. Feed me. All right, guys, that is the 4th episode of Alpha Talk that we do. It ended on a good one, I guess, because we get Molly's death. So what a way to end it. We got the week off. They basically just did a lot of the same talking. The first half was way more emotional. I was afraid the Alpha Talk was going to be super emotional because of the fact that Brian got very choked up. Matt was crying. Then Ashley was like, oh, great, now you guys got me crying. Everyone was crying at the end of the regular part. They must have took a solid break because when they came back, everyone was totally clear-faced and ready to go, and it was like nothing ever happened. And they asked more comical questions, I guess they'd say. They weren't getting as emotional. This is like, let's get drunk and have fun with it and curse and be perverted and everything else. That's what Alpha Talk's about for the most part. We learned a couple things. We learned that Ashley's going to be with us for a month. We learned that Tal'dorei already has another character that's coming into the campaign at some point. But it might not be this week. It might not be next week. It might be this week. Who knows? He did make it a point, though, to say that he was in the fetal position crying all night and didn't realize he should have already came up with a character. He said that most of them already have characters on deck, backup characters, characters they make in case of situations like this, so they could be thrown right back into the campaign, I guess. I'm assuming it doesn't happen often, but the fact that I was told there was 3 or 4 spots in this episode where I had to skip because of Vox Machina related spoilers or something like that, I have to assume that other people do die, but who, I don't know. If it's major characters, I don't know. Maybe it's just like big names that I know, but not our main characters. I don't know. I really don't know. We got a lot of explanations. We see that Matt had an idea in mind. We also had him go, oh my God, imagine Yasha was there. He said earlier in the first part that the only reason they had caught up to Lorenzo and crew was because Yasha and Jester and Ford got taken. So he said he figured it'd be a good way for them to like rush along and catch up to them. So I feel like if Yasha wasn't taken, they would have never caught up to them to have that fight to begin with. So it all would have been irrelevant. Either way, we got Malia for a couple more minutes. It was a nice way to wrap it up. We'll probably see him soon. You guys let me know what you think. You want to see more of what I do, full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons out of what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives you only see on Patreon. The link is in front of me. Dozens of shows you'll never see on YouTube. I just don't have time to edit them all. Doctor Who, Person of Interest, Eureka, Infinity Train just started. Check it out. If not, comments down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.